Hi everybody, welcome back to Bobby's Bucks, and today we want to talk about the 2022 season, some things that went right and wrong, some of our challenges, some things we changed to help our season, some things that I really recommend. We're going to talk all about it. Stick with us. Here we go. When you're really trying to kill good deer and improve as a deer hunter, the season really starts as soon as the previous season ends. And come January, you want to scout. Why do you want to scout right away versus wait till shed hunting to do scouting? Because then you think you could do two birds with one stone. But the problem is a lot of that sign that you're picking up on at that point is already changed to postseason activity, and you're not really finding where those deer are going to be in the fall or late season. So that's why you get in there right away. But the problem was there was no snow. We had this warm up. And now we're finally getting snow. And when I started to see it snow, I really wanted to get out here and do this video and talk about that. So now that we have snow coming, we're gonna be able to see the tracks. We're gonna be able to see the activity, the trails, and it's so much more visible. The number one challenge that I faced this year was hunting too close to the road where small game hunters were hunting. And I'm still hunting fields that are 500 yards away, but those fields were getting hunted by small gamers because the DNR here in Michigan has been working really hard to introduce pheasants to our public lands. So pheasant hunting has just taken off. I've been running into the same small game hunters every day. These guys are out there every day. These are retired people that are really enjoying public land, and they got their dogs. I see them from my stand and I'm almost jealous. It looks like so much fun, and they're getting the birds, I tell you. But I just wish they'd stay out of my swamp. During the season, I'm always writing things down and keeping notes, and that was one of the number one things I wanted to do, was get out there and scout more brushy areas, swamps, places that it's hard to get to as a small gamer, places that you wouldn't find small gamers. And a lot of my spots, my traditional spots that paid off, were getting polluted, and the whole area was just empty for deer activity, because they're coming through there with their dogs and they're kicking them out, and most likely those deer are only coming through at night now. And it just made it really aggravating to watch those hunters, and then you think you'd hike into a new spot and there would be more small gamers. That's a really big goal for this year. I told myself I am going to scout even more nasty areas. But you can always ride a bike. Riding a bike out to your stand, it's quick, but I wouldn't call it easy because you have to haul all that equipment. It's not as easy to pedal that bike when you have an extra 15 pounds, sometimes more. On Amazon, we found a bike that will fit in the back of the truck, and it's got really good reviews. It's under $1,000, and this is something that will help you get out farther, faster, and not sweat as much, so you're not up there smelling like Sasquatch. Early season, I hurt my arm. I snapped the tendon in my bicep, and for a week or two, I was down. I couldn't even pull my bow back. Finally, I started to get my strength back, because you actually can operate your arm when a tendon is broken. All season, I climbed with a saddle setup. Over the years, we used to hunt with Lone Wolf. It was a really lightweight climber. But since saddles have gotten more popular, I finally started entertaining that, and we talked about getting farther away from these hunters. You really got to hike far into public land. When you use a saddle and some lightweight sticks, you're only talking about 6-7 pounds, you guys. It's a big game changer. And this year we started using tethered one sticks, which we used 3 of them, and so we got it down to 3 pounds. And then we used the tethered platform, which is only 3 pounds. And plus we took out the weighted buckle for the Predator platform, because it didn't matter how hard we tried, we always managed to hit that on something when we were setting up or tearing down. Talk about aggravating when you've been so quiet and you're just about to put your platform on, and you hit that metal on metal sound, and it just echoes, screams through the quiet woods and lets every deer know that you're there. So we got rid of it. We got rid of that, and we started using Tethered's daisy chain. I can't remember what they call it. I'll put the text down below. If you'd like to hear more about tethered one sticks, I'll put a video up in the corner. I did do a video on them last season. Right, the day that I got them, I went out and went hunting. We had our Predator platform, 3 pounds. We switched out that buckle. We started using the tethered one sticks, and with an injured arm, I was able to carry that weight out there, climb all season. We may have had the worst year for food plots that I can remember. Last summer, that was a big challenge. A lot of our food didn't come in, and so we had to, late season, what we did was we overseeded with winter wheat, and that still gave our food plots something in there for the food for the deer to eat. But that winter wheat, it grows at 40 degrees or warmer, but it doesn't really have those radishes and turnips like our brassica blend, you know, would produce. So also during the chasing phase of the pre-rut into peak rut, we had warm weather, you know, 50 degrees. It was just not cold enough to get that good activity during the day. I still managed to shoot a couple deer. I just didn't see as many bucks this year because, you know, a lot of that movement and a lot of that rutting behavior will take place at night when it's colder, the coldest time in the day. So another thing that we changed this year was we started using aiders on every stick. We eliminated that one aider because as you're descending the tree, you have to lean down and try to hook the aider onto the stick, and it's difficult, it's challenging. It almost makes you dread getting up and down, or down anyway. Up is a little bit easier, but they're super lightweight. We keep them with all our scent-free stuff to keep our scent down as much as possible. And we had deer walk right by the tree. It didn't change anything, it just made things easier. So this is what one of the aiders look like. And this thing, I mean, it's very, very light. And this little 1/2-inch hose really makes a difference for your boot. And all we do, so how we attach these is we just put them through like that. Another really cool thing about these tethered sticks is they have glow-in-the-dark little reflectors. So when it's time to get down and you have your flashlight, all your sticks will just light right up so you can see what you're doing. Or if you want to go down with, say, a green light or a red light, they'll still shine. So I keep my lineman belt in my left pouch, and then my tether and my aiders go in my right pouch. But these worked great, and I really recommend them. Just wanted to share them with you guys. There's also apps out there that will really help you with your hunt, will help you with your scouting, will help you with your choices. You know, for example, like for weather, there's HuntWise by Jeff Sturgis. He picks the best days out for you, so that way when you're going into your spot or going into your hunting property, because every time you go in there, you're contaminating it with human intrusion. And even if you don't see deer, when you leave, mature deer will come in at night, maybe the coldest times of the night, and they're going to hit your trail and smell it and know that there's human intrusion, and they're going to adjust. And you don't want to be spooking deer out of the property, so you have to make sure you pick the best days, high percentage days, so when you do go into the property, you have a better chance at killing deer. There's also software, an app called Deer Lab. This is some trail camera software that will compartmentalize all your picks, and it will really put it into focus for you so you know when, at what wind, at what time, when you can expect these deer to come through. So when those temperatures and everything lines up for those conditions, you have a good chance of seeing that deer in this stand. So that's really cool software. There's also Onyx that will just help you with your hunting in general and trails and you know, south facing hills and things like that. If you guys would like to see how I stay warm even in sub-zero temperatures, I'll put a video up in the corner so you guys can check that out. Our heated vest and our heated pants, we even have a hot rock in our bag now. I mean, we just never get cold, and we look forward to those cold temperatures. And when it's really, really cold, that will get the big deer on their feet, and that's not the time to say, you know what, I'm going to sit by the fire, I'm going to stay in this cozy bed, or because those are the times you got to get out there, because those are high percentage days, and you're going to have a really good chance at seeing Mr. Big on that day. So if you guys are the type of people that harvest your own venison at home, you know, I really recommend a Rabbitry. That's actually what got me into raising rabbits, because I didn't want to just harvest meat October, November, December. I wanted to be able to do that all year long, and having a Rabbitry helps you do that. Chemical-free rabbit meat, which is absolutely delicious. It's absolutely healthy, nutritious meat. It's actually the most healthiest meat that you can eat compared to chicken, lamb, beef, or pork. It's higher in protein, lower in fat, calories, sodium, all that. It's just terrific. And that's really what got us started, was deer hunting, and the fact that venison was so nutritious. It's actually, it's very close to the nutritional value of venison. But our freezer's always packed with rabbit meat and venison, and really excited about beekeeping's right around the corner. We also have a beekeeping website, Bobby's Bees. If you guys are Michiganders or you're close to the southern mitten border, be sure to check us out, and you guys can get a nuke. That's 5 frames of honeybees. We got Italians, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in that. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. What is that? Oh, it's a hat. Thank you. Thanks for finding it. Got ourselves a mossy oak hunting hat. Well, that must have got left on the deck and shoveled right off onto the ground. I guess a good girl. Yep. Oh. lot of people will take their Christmas tree and throw it on the fire if they're having a party or something, because it's almost like a firework. But what I actually do is use it for fire starter all spring. I'll just keep tearing pieces off and fire starter and get everything nice and hot. So today when we were starting that burn barrel, I always like to use my propane torch, and it's not starting anymore. And when that happens, that means that your tank's getting low. I've got this really cool adapter. We go out to our propane tank and we put on this adapter. I'm just cracking it open. And now it'll work. Is that cool or what? This little piece is inexpensive and it'll prevent you from going to the store and buying 2 packs and 3 packs of these. Really until your bottle fails, you'll be just fine. So I think they call this a bottle, not a tank. So I just wanted to share that little attachment. That thing is so cool. I'll link it down below.